Hey, good afternoon. Welcome to the Cruise Amigos live from London. Screwed up time for us here in the United States because these guys on the other side of the pond changed their clocks and they're at the same time as normal. But we are not here, and I have my other machine on making noise. So sorry about that.
Well.
So I'm screwing everything up. All right, I'm down in Forest, Virginia. Down below me is Pete. That's the guy with that's follically challenged. He's over there in London, Pete Hall. And next to him is John Reitmeyer. He's up in Crookston, Minnesota. He's our resident pot farmer. Actually, he's not, but I call him that. And of course, our guest today, you guys all know her. She's been on our show several times. She's been a contributor to my channel several times, to Pete's channel. And that's, of course, Emma from Emma Cruises, Emma Latitudes. Welcome to the Cruise Amigos, Emma.
Thank you. It's nice to be back. It doesn't feel like I ever left.
Yeah. We're going to talk about MSC today, but before we do that, we have some breaking news, and I have to throw it back to Pete for some breaking news. Pete, go ahead.
Yeah, first of all, it was March, wasn't it, Emma, when we spoke last time? So it feels like Groundhog Day?
Yeah.
Because
March feels like 20 years ago, but also no time. It's really strange this year.
Yeah. Nothing's changed, as you said. Nothing's changed. But I know, Emma, I know you're desperate to get on a cruise ship, yeah? I know you are, like all of us.
Of course.
But I think this time you have gone too far, yeah? Breaking news, Emma is becoming live on board a ship off the Southampton coast, and they're sending the military out to get her. She has stowed away. That is the BBC's breaking news. Emma is on board a cruise ship. Emma,
I didn't
what do
think
you
I would
like?
pick a tanker if I was going to stow away on anything. I think I would down on one of those ones near Weymouth or somewhere, Portsmouth. Not really in a tanker.
But that is quite close to you, isn't it? Where you are?
Yes, it's not too far, but it wasn't me, I swear.
You sure? You sure you're not on there? Yeah. Okay.
I'm sure.
Well,
yeah.
Maybe that's where Hudson is. Hudson's not in the background.
That is true. I can't see him, so he could.
Hudson could be stowing away on the tanker.
And also, we want a bit of advice from you, because this is also, we just got these today, literally a few minutes ago, and we need a Cruise Amigo logo. Yeah.
Oh.
We've been doing this since March, and we haven't got one. You know, guys. You know, so we've got 3 versions that just come up today. Emma.
Okay.
Please tell us what you think of these 3, and also anybody watching, please tell us the one that you prefer, if any that you prefer. This is Cruise Amigos logo number 1.
Nice.
Okay. Now this is Cruise Amigos logo number 2.
Yeah.
And this is number 3. I'll go from again. 1, 2. And 3.
I think I like 2. I think that's my one. 2. That one, yeah. I would like to see the people being cartoon versions of you, though. Each one of you exactly as you are, with your headphones on, your glasses on.
I think that is a great idea. Now we need cartoon versions of us, don't we, John? Don't we, Chile? Now, very quickly, before we go back to Chile and talking about MSC, we've got loads of people have come and said hello. So I'm going to go through very quickly. Jack.
Hi, Jack.
That's naughty, John. Sonny. Hi, people. And Sonny's in Minnesota, where John is.
Sonny, where are you, though? Where specifically are you? Because Minnesota's a big place. You know what I'm telling you?
Sonny travels. That's why I moved to Texas from Indiana. We have Lady. Hi, Lady.
Hey.
Ladies from Alaska, by the way. Yeah. We have Jim from Chicago. It's cold in Chicago. Yeah. Winter's coming. It's cold in England as well. Yeah. Gretchen. Hi, Gretchen. Gretchen says afternoon all.
She's in Ohio.
Sunny Travel. It snowed for the first time last week, the day after I went to Vegas. That's what Sunny Travel says. Hi, Emma and Pete. Hi, Emma and Pete, my favorite cruise vloggers.
Look at that, Chili. We count for nothing.
Yep, not a thing.
We might as well. That's it. I'm out of here. Goodbye.
Sonny, we love you, Sonny. We really do, don't we, Emma? We love Sunny, yeah? Hi, Sunny. Prediction: when cruising resumes, cruise lines will have a managed cash flow, ship full of FCC passengers, have very little cash flow. Yep, I think that's all. We're talking about that, definitely. Jim says Ben and David are on a cruise, actually.
Yep.
Yes, they are.
Who's making the ice cream then?
They went to Barbados. They're on their way to Barbados. I don't think they gotten there yet.
Yeah. Robert, hi Rob. Rob says, welcome back, Emma. Yeah, he missed you, didn't you, Rob? You missed Emma. Thank you for coming back. I've got a few more very, very quickly. Jack White, I predict that passengers mix will mix with some FCC passengers and some new cash payment customers. We'll talk about that as well. Emma, you and your fancy tankers. Yes, I know, Sonny. I was convinced. Yeah, Geraldine, hi from Ireland. Hello, Geraldine. I'm from Ireland. Katie says, hello, welcome, Emma. Hi, Katie.
Katie's down in Florida.
I love to. Oh, Geraldine, I would love to cruise now as well. Looks the same, first and second. Lot of laugh. I think you're talking about our logos, Jim. Yeah, looks the same. Geraldine says 2, please. Okay. But Lady Moore, I think it's number 3. Okay. I like they mirror the 3 Amigos. But I do love your idea, by the way, Emma, about the cartoon character. All right, Jack. Oh, we've got so many. 3. Katie says 2 or 3. Tom Henry says hello, everyone.
Hey, Tom.
Hey.
Well, no, you can't keep putting that up there. I'm leaving.
I haven't. She's put it again. Sonny, we love you. St. Paul.
I love St.
This
Paul.
is James from
Wonderful
Zoom
town.
chat. Hey, James, how you doing?
Hey, James. Yeah.
Hey. Yep. We missed you, James. Hi from Pennsylvania. Aha. Hi, Tony
Sullivan. That's a new face.
Yeah.
Sorry, I actually met Pete, so I'm biased. Absolutely, Sonny. Yeah. Emily says, hello, everyone.
Hi,
Margaret
Emily, up in
from
New
Scotland.
York.
She likes number 1.
Margaret, good to see you. Oh, this is terrific.
Tim, hey guys, looking forward to this huge. Yeah, we're going to get to there very, very soon. I'm almost there. Nikki, greetings, everyone. It's 84 degrees. We're so jealous. Hey, this is Justin. Can you please convince Emma to take a TA? Absolutely.
I never needed any convincing, Justin. I'm just waiting.
Yeah, Justin is the party man. Yeah, he's the dance man. Love Justin. Great guy.
Okay.
Jack Wise, hello, Tom Henry. And Chip, I get paid to say that, Pete. Right. Okay. Right. I'll take a deep breath. Chili, over to you.
Okay. Thanks, Pete, and welcome, everybody. It's good to see. Got some new faces today. That's terrific. All right, Emma, we decided we'd talk about MSC today. They've been in the news so much, and such good news for a change.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they started sailing 10 weeks ago now. And other than the customer that got stupid on an excursion and got kicked off, they've done it successfully. So that tells me they've done it right.
Mm-hmm.
They've got their second ship going now. And so far, so good on that.
Yep.
What do you think about MSC right now?
I've always liked MSC. This isn't a new thing. So I've cruised with them 3 times, but I'm so impressed with how they've done this year. Apparently, they've turned away 100 people over these cruises that have either had COVID, or they've come with someone who's had COVID, or they haven't got the test, or they've refused or something. So they are doing all of the procedures. I know it looks like it's just, I mean, it is successful, but they have had to deal with some people, and I think they've done well at that. So I'm very keen to get on an MSC cruise. I would feel so safe with all of the things that they've got in place. I think they're leading the way, and as soon as they come back to the UK and we can cruise on them again, I'm ready. I would have been it anyway, but this year's made me like them even more.
I was planning on doing the same thing. My plans for this fall was to catch a price drop.
Yeah.
And I didn't care which MSC cruise it was of the 4 that were in the States.
Mm-hmm.
Whichever I could get a good deal on, I was going to grab it and go. Yeah. So that was going to be my fall cruise. And I didn't care if it was the Divina or the Seashore or the the Meraviglia or Harmonia. Those were the 4 that we had in the States. And of course, that got blown out of the water. So I'm still wanting to go on an MSC cruise.
Yeah.
It's a little different than what at least the American cruise audience and many of the European cruise audience are used to, at least more of the English audience. Tell us how it's different from what we're used to over here.
Yeah, so the thing I think that people find most different about MSC cruises is the fact that there's about 8 different languages spoken on board. So when you go to the theatre, the cruise director will speak all 8 languages, say hello to everybody, and then because they don't really have a language they can do the shows in, the shows tend to be more kind of interpretive. They still have music in English, but it's not the type of story that you might see kind of in a musical if you're going on Norwegian or Royal Caribbean. It's kind of a bit more like a bit more abstract. But that said, I quite like it. The food is more Mediterranean than you're going to find on a American or a British cruise line because they're an Italian cruise line. They did get quite a lot of complaints in the kind of earlier days with the portions being small. I think, to be honest, the portions were what we were supposed to be eating. And
That's right.
we're used to eating more than that. But
you can always ask for more. I don't get why anyone would complain. Hey, I want another steak. I want another turkey. I want, I don't understand. The portions are small.
I think they have listened to that, though, I think. And I think they've got bigger recently.
Oh, good. So we're wasting more food. This is wonderful. Thank you, MSC.
I think they have made a conscious effort because I cruised with them first in 2012, I think. And then I cruised with them last year. And in that time, you can tell kind of a difference. There is food that's not just Italian food. It's not all pizza and pasta and bread and stuff like that, but that's what they do really well. They do have kind of like an American section with like burgers and hot dogs and stuff, and that's fine. But I think if you're going on MSC, it's a good time to try new foods. I quite like that. So yeah, I think you just have to be prepared that they're an Italian cruise line. And I see some complaints that people say, people are speaking Italian, the food's Italian, the entertainment's Italian. And it's like, what did you think was going to happen? For me, if I go to Italy and go on an MSC cruise, it feels much more like being in Italy on a cruise as opposed to taking a P&O cruise from the UK and everyone is British. So I like it, but you kind of have to be ready for it. Like Tim says in the comments, there used to be 7 courses for dinner, and they kind of realized that we, for a start, don't really do 7-course dinners. We don't know what's going on. We want like a starter, a main, and a dessert. So that's one of the things that MSC's kind of moved to make the British and American people happier. You can still have 7 courses if you want, but we're not used to having like a pasta course on its own, are we?
Gotta have it.
Yeah,
the pasta on MSC, in my experience, is lovely, beautiful,
amazing, yeah,
delicious. Why would you not want to have a pasta course? Please help me, somebody.
I mean, I took a Costa cruise, which still has the 7 courses and the pasta course, and the menus are clearly translated from Italian into English, and it takes a bit of getting used to. I'm a fan of the starter, main, dessert thing that they have on MSC now, but yeah, I feel like MSC is kind of like, it's an Italian cruise line, but it's for everybody. Whereas if you take a Costa cruise, it's Italian cruise line for Italians, but they'll let you on board, if you know what I mean.
Well, they're obviously becoming at least one of, if not the leader in cruise ship development. Their new ship, the Seashore, is not only LNG powered, which is the new clean way for ships to sail, but they've got the new air handling system that's supposed to be, I mean, the best in the world on a cruise ship now.
Yeah, they're some of my favorite cruise ships. If we're just looking at cruise ship design, they're just clean and modern. They don't have kind of, some ships you'll find just things in the way, and I much prefer a kind of more simple, clean, shiny design. That's what the MSC ships are.
Yeah, the Seashore, Emma, it's got this new system. It's called Safe Air. Do you know anything about that at all?
Yeah, I've heard about Safe Air. I'm not sure if that's a thing that they're going to be able to kind of retrofit on their other ships, maybe. But yeah, this is the first ship that comes with Safe Air, whatever that really means. It's just the way that they clean it with UV light or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's UV lights working with their air conditioning system. So yeah, it's a good question actually, whether they will put it on their other ships.
I think it's to do with how often they recirculate the air. I think they're recirculating it like 15 times an hour, completely cleaning out all of the air to try and stop the round and round of the air.
I have their actual words about it if you're interested.
Yes.
The Safe Air Next Generation Sanitation System is based on the technology of UVC. There's different kinds of UV lights also. This is UVC, ultraviolet rays applied in combination with this ship's air conditioning system, where the flow is radiated at source. So that means when they're sucking it in, with a short wavelength light that hits organic particles and prevents the circulation of air pollutants such as viruses, bacteria, mold, or any alcohol over 80 proof.
That was your close-up, John, that you asked me to do, yeah? With your new lighting and new camera system. So, John, you got your close-up.
Thank you.
And he's also got some interesting pot plants in the background.
These are the gourd pots that we have, pot gourds that we have, yes. Yeah. They're orange for holidays. But so anyway, they're hitting it right when they suck it in the ship. They are blasting it with more UV light than you could like have in a room, or like if you're out in the sun and getting a sunburn, they're just burning it, the air with UV light to literally try and kill off anything and everything that's in there that's unfriendly to us. And we give them kudos for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I've got a few more questions, but I think I'm going to leave them for a little bit later because we were going to talk about your experience on the ships, I think, Emma, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you sent me some photos.
Yeah.
These are going to be random, to be honest with you, because they're not in any great order. So I'm just going to stick the photograph on and you can explain more if you possibly could, yeah?
Okay, I will.
Right, okay.
So that's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
That's me in front of the MSC Meraviglia. That was just after I shaved my head. So that's why I looked like a little kiwi fruit. And this was me trying out my GoPro with the wide angle. So it doesn't really look like that. That's a bit stretched out. But yeah. That's the same cruise. This was in January last year. Very, very cheap. 3 weeks into January, 1 week Mediterranean cruise. Couldn't pass it up. This is the same thing. This is me again, looking very happy.
They're going to be you, Emma.
Yeah, well, they're not all me, I don't think. This was a substitute port. We were supposed to be in Marseille, but we were in somewhere else because of the storm. So yeah.
And guess who that is?
That's me, but my hair's back longer again. This is the first time I went on this cruise ship. So I went on this cruise over Christmas with my family and then loved it. And I wanted to take some of my friends on their first cruise. So I thought, what's a cruise that I know that I can take people on and I already know that I like it. So I found the same cruise way cheaper and went on it twice. It's really weird to go on the same cruise twice, but it was really, really good. Tim is right with the place name down there. He knows where I was.
I'll find that.
And that, by the way, is this. I lost the word. Swarovski stairs.
Yeah, the very expensive staircases.
Swarovski.
They're great, but everyone tries to take photos.
Swarovski.
Yeah.
Swarovski.
Now I know nothing about these stairs. Are they on every single MSC ship?
Pretty much. A few of the old ones don't have them, but all the ones going forward do. And it's like $10,000 a step or something.
Yeah,
it's so much money. But you have to take a picture on them if you're taking an MSC cruise. So there's mine from the first cruise.
Yeah.
But it's like money in the bank. I mean, it's like putting gold in the vault. They've got these steps. They'll always have them. And
yeah, it's their thing now, isn't it? So
believe me, they're not going to go to the ship breakers when they get to the end of their life. They'll be taking them back. So, you know.
Well, I haven't even heard of them, so it's news to me. What do I know? Emma, it's you again.
Oh, Tim says 5,000 euros per step. Nice.
Wow.
So that's me in the main kind of street. They have a street that's kind of like the Royal Caribbean streets if you've been on anyone with a big kind of bars and restaurants and shops and stuff. But it has this amazing dome on the top, which they play kind of little movies on, and it will change. They'll do like kiss cam and all that stuff on the ceiling, which is really cool. Wow. And it's just kind of the heart of the ship. They don't have a kind of atrium on there. This is it. This is your street. This is where the pub is. The pub is just off to the side there. So you sit up on the top level at the pub and you just watch everyone. They have street parties, and that's where I normally am, in the pub.
And that's where I normally am.
Yes, this was in Genoa. This was freezing because this was January, but there's a lovely looking hot tub. I did go in the hot tubs. I did go on the slide, despite it being January and it being freezing. But you've got to give it a go when you're there. So, this was some freebies I got because I did the status match that MSC do. So if you have a loyalty status with another cruise line, MSC will match it and they give you all kinds of free stuff. So I get a free specialty meal, free chocolate chip, free anything that they will give me because I had a loyalty status with Norwegian. So this is from my free meal that I had in Butcher's Cut. And this is a cookie. This is the most amazing dessert that it's just perfect for me. It's huge. It's genuinely like a plate. And it's a melted cookie and they put ice cream on it. It's got peanut butter in it, I think. It's just so good.
Now, would I be right in thinking you are a cookie monster, Emma?
Absolutely. Cookie monster.
Yeah. No doubt about it.
You mentioned about... Yeah, sorry, carry on, Emma. Carry on.
It's just so easy when you're walking past the buffet and just pick up a cookie. It's just...
She rates cruise ships by cookies.
Yeah, I do. I have.
One cookie ship, a 2 cookie ship, a 5 cookie ship. That's the way she rates cruise ships.
Yeah. So, 5 cookie with the princess.
It's a 5 cookie ship.
Princess are at the top.
Now, you did mention about you getting your head shaved, by the way, because Emma, you have inspired me, yeah? Because we don't know this. Emma had her hair shaved on board the cruise ship, yeah, by the captain to make money for charity, yeah? So
I thought she had lice.
I thought I might do the same. I decided I might do the same. What do you think, guys? Getting my head shaved? What
the charities will go broke.
Shave your eyebrows off.
That's cool, but there you are.
Oh,
there you are. And the thing about it is, this is the end result.
Yeah,
Emma grabbing her hair. But do you know something?
Kind of a Sinead O'Connor look there. Kind of a Sinead O'Connor look there.
It is Sinead O'Connor look, isn't it? But do you know something, Emma? Yeah, your hair has grown back fantastically, hasn't it? It really has. Yeah, I would advise anybody, if you're going to get your hair shaved, be very, very careful because this is the result. I dug this out. I used to do a little bit of acting here and then. Have you ever heard of a TV show in the UK? These guys won't have heard of it, but you might have heard of it. Beadle's About, Emma. Jeremy Beadle's About. You're too young, aren't you? Well, Jeremy Beadle. Well, people out there in the UK will know Beadle's About. Beadle was a presenter, a host, and he used to do setups, comedian setups, yeah? And we did this setup for True, yeah, in a hairdresser's where they had discovered this special lotion that had made your hair grow back. Of course, it's not true. It was all fake. There's hidden cameras everywhere. And I was one of the actors who had to have my hair shampooed on this poor girl's first day of work with this new lotion. And then I had to go back with her an hour later with my hair in a bag. Now that, I'll show you. This is Beadle's About. Look at the top one there. That
is this you?
Is
this you?
Is that you?
This is me. This is
what the hell happened?
You actually had hair.
I had that hair. They shaved my hair off, and that's what the result was, Emma. Yeah,
and it never grew back.
And this is way back before. This is back in the 1990s. Yeah.
Oh my God!
Wow, Pete.
It never grew back.
Pete.
It never grew back.
Here we go. Another show with Pete and his stories.
Oh yeah.
We're not even on the boat yet.
Yeah.
Maybe I would have shaved it. I mean,
guys, we got a million comments here.
Wow,
I'm so
Pete.
sorry, folks. Let me see if I can catch up. Dave's on about going from Florida. He doesn't think. I don't know when it is though, Dave. It could be next year. So we'll talk about that as well.
Yeah, we're going to talk
and this
about
is another
that
thing. Another thing we'll talk about is the CDC because that just got announced, and we discussed it before the show with Chile about that, because that's not good news at all. Emily says another vlogger said that MSC had a few cases. MSC is not under obligation to let the public know that.
No.
Well, they had some people who got off and then tested positive. I had a handful of those. I'm not sure if they tested positive again because I think you can get not
false negatives. Yeah.
But I haven't heard anything since then.
Emma, what do you know? Do you know what needs to be done with MSC to get the NCL Latitudes match?
I do. I don't know how to say it without promoting my own website, but if you
promote your own website, Emma. Please promote.
Type in MSC, and I have a guide on how to match it. It's super easy. It's just a bit different depending on the countries you're in, but you just have to provide evidence, and then they just match it, and you get all this free stuff. And I have to say, the free stuff I get on MSC is better than any of the free stuff I ever got on NCL. So it's good.
I spoke over you. What's your website again, Emma?
It is emmacruises.com. Super easy.
And you've got YouTube Emma Cruises, and you have Facebook. Now you changed Emma Cruises, didn't you? Because your cruises isn't just for old people like us. And
it was just, it's a bit difficult because I started a website called cruisingisn'tjustforoldpeople.com just as a joke, but I know that's a stupidly long thing to type in, and a Facebook group, and then everyone kind of knows me from YouTube now, so half the traffic was going to my website from people searching Emma Cruises, so it just made sense to have everything the same. But Facebook won't let me change my name, so I'm trying, but they keep declining me. But there's no way you can talk to Facebook, so I'll just keep going and see if we ever get it.
There you go. That's how you do it. Do you ever go on a cruise for hot dogs? Tom Henry, I don't cruise to eat burgers. Then go and have a hot dog then.
Amen, Tom. I'm with you 100%. I got a freezer full of prime Angus. I don't need to do that.
Carnival actually have many Italian officers and captains. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, because they're partnershiping.
Our favorite Justin. Hi, Justin. How dare they not be American on the Italian cruise? Justin, yeah. Emily says, I didn't go on my first cruise at NCL Dawn for the food. What's wrong with the food? We're booked on the NCL Dawn. Emily, what's wrong with the MCL food on the Dawn?
Nothing.
We need to know. Katie, I've never been on that cruise line.
MSC.
MSC, okay. So, get Google Translate, download Italian for online use. Okay. Jim, so far NCL my favorite due to freestyle and solo cabins. I get that, Jim. I love it. We love NCL here as well. Tom, I installed a UV light in our home. Thought about doing that, Emma?
No, not at all.
Do UV lights help much?
It doesn't help because it's got to be way stronger than can be in the presence of a person.
Oh.
Laser. Okay. Justin's going to do a laser. What's he going to do? Is he going to you're going to shoot us with it? Ah, I recognise that surname.
That's my dad. Hi, Dad.
Yep.
Hi, Dad. Hey, Dad. Hey. And
we're used to seeing my first time I've seen you, Dad.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely. Hello, Paul. Jack. Hi, Jack here. I enjoy my NCL cruise because they have a cigar-only room.
Yes.
Yeah, you do cigars, do you, John? Emma, you don't.
No, because they go away and smoke it somewhere else. That's why I like it. Be gone with you, you cigar smoking.
By the way, for you folks on the other side of the pond, John Reitmeyer up there in Crookston, Minnesota, is drinking pot tea in a English tea glass with his little finger raised.
That's not how we drink tea, is it, Emma?
Sending signals.
You see, I've got a mug.
I got squash.
I'm upper scale.
Jim, how did you know? Jim Pete used to have an afro, he says.
Hey, I'm really universal. I even know who Naughty is.
Do you?
I do.
Right. Tom Henry.
You don't know who Naughty is, Emma?
Are you saying noddy?
Noddy, Naughty?
It sounds funny when you say it.
Oh, how should I say it? What's better?
I'll say noddy. You say it like
noddy.
Noddy.
Gavin and Luke, have you got a note? You're late. Where are you? Where have you been, Gavin? You missed all the fun.
So that's okay.
I should sneak into the UK and just live in Pete's basement. You don't want to do that, Jim. But you could jump on that ship. No, that Emma did. Yeah.
Yeah, tanker.
Okay, we're almost done there. Desserts, yes. Sonny's talking about desserts now.
Amen, Sonny. Amen. Yeah. MSC had wonderful petit fours and tete-a-tetes and whatever those other things are called. I mean, we used to clean out the buffet about 4 PM and then just sit on the back end of the ship and watch us leave port. It was a wonderful thing to do on MSC.
Right, I need to sleep. I've caught up with all of your comments there, Emma. Yeah, so back to John and Chile.
All right. One thing we do need to discuss, since we're talking about MSC, you know, up until the pandemic, we had 4 MSC ships sailing out of the States: the Divina, the Seaside, the Meraviglia, and Harmonia. The Seaside is going back to y'all's side of the pond, and we're getting the new Seashore, which will be sailing out of Miami, which will be awesome because we're going to have a brand new MSC ship on our side of the pond. So that's coming up in November of 2021.
I get so confused with all the ships called Seashore, Seaside. Are you confused, Emma?
I just like how they have some, like Meraviglia, Grandiosa, all the really Italian names, and then they were just like,
They ran out.
Seashore.
See, I was on the orchestra, and then there was, you know, everything was tied to those kind of words for a while. And so
you're on this one, John. Yep.
Yes. Like, oh, you can see my room from here.
Are you waving to us?
Yeah. Hey.
All right. Now we got to talk about some negative stuff. I don't want to, because we try to keep things light and fun on the show.
Speaking of naughty,
but the CDC here in the States has come out and said that they don't think anybody should cruise until well into next year. They have not officially, the date, no sail date has not changed yet. So this is just an opinion, but it looks like we could have some more additional problems in this country with starting sailing again. I don't think they're looking at what's being done successfully in Europe. I think that's one of the drawbacks. But I think we may have some more problems, and it's because of our situation with getting to the ships, not once you get on the ship.
I think it's all political.
80,000 new cases yesterday. That's not political.
88,000.
88,000.
Terrible.
I don't know.
So you're saying the CDC are recommending that it's not safe to sail on a cruise ship? Is that what you're saying, John?
That's what they're saying.
Well, no, they're saying the whole package. I'm not in. I have no trouble with the CDC. I respect them, and I understand their things. I think that America, no matter which side of the political pond you're on, I think we've done the worst job of this that I've ever experienced anything in my life.
Yep.
It's just terrible. To the point that, like, today in church, we got the message this morning that the 15-year-old young man that does our sound, since I retired from it, couldn't be there today because he's positive. Well, wow, because I went in yesterday to set up the system for the new minister that came in, where this kid's been working for the last 5 weeks, including Sunday. So now we only found out after I had spent an hour on the board yesterday getting the new minister all set up. And then they found out he's positive, and then they went in and sanitized the whole little space.
Ooh.
You know, and I'm not mad at anybody. I'm just saying these are the situations. I've been so careful, like you have, Chili.
Yeah.
So careful. Went to the church for one afternoon to do kind of my duty. And now here we go. Well, how positive was he when he was in the church a couple of times this week?
Yeah. So anyway, we'll just have to see what happens. Emma, you have any thoughts on that?
It's not that surprising. It's a shame, but it's not. To me, it feels like they're just saying no. They haven't given any reasons. They're not looking at how things are working now, like you said. It's kind of based on March and when everything went really wrong in February and March, and cruise ships were not helping the situation. But if they look now just look at MSC's numbers. I know it's different with the amount of coronavirus cases, and we have to be able to get the tests before you get on the cruise. But yeah, we have proved that the procedures work when you follow them. It's just being able to test them.
But Emma, do you know now that already on the internet here in America, I can have a positive or a negative test overnighted to you for $150?
What, like a fake one?
Yeah. They're everywhere now.
Oh, wow.
Oh my goodness, no way. No, that was the
So
thing.
you see, that's our problem here in America, that as a country, there's enough people that don't give a hoot about safety.
I mean,
that would get on these ships and give MSC a bad name, because MSC is doing everything right. I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
And I want to cruise more than these other guys combined. But we have a certain little percentage of people here, and we know how little of a percent of outliers it takes
to
do badly for this particular virus. So,
well,
but the thing, I can see that, John, but my hope, because I mean, Emma, I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that MSC have done an incredible job. Yeah. Congratulations to them. I was really fearful when they were going to sell in Europe, because in Europe at the moment, guys, as Emma knows, you know, we've got a huge spike at the moment, and MSC, is it 9 cruises in a row they successfully sailed now,
10.
10 in a row, and their second ship is sailing. I was going to ask Emma a question in a second, but for me, when they have these instant tests, John, where you are there in person,
it's
and
not
you
a
can
test, Pete.
No, when you have an instant test, and you're able to test, and whether you have it or not have it, it's not 100%. I, for one, would feel a lot safer. Now, in the UK, John, what they've done is they've announced that we can now go to the Canaries, right? We can now fly to the Canaries, where I used to live. We used to run bars years ago, so we can jump on a plane without a test. We can go and fly to the Canaries because it's very low there, and we can fly back, and we don't have to quarantine. Emma, for me, would you jump on a ship, from Southampton, an MSC ship from Southampton, go to the Canaries, cruise around the Canaries, do organised excursions, and come back having had a test that you're negative beforehand? Would you do that?
Yes. If everyone's got the test and they follow the rules, then it's safer than just letting people be free and then coming back, surely.
Yeah, because I don't see the difference for me jumping on a plane. Because I jump on a plane, I go to the Canaries, I go to the beach, I go to the pool with everyone else, I go to the restaurants. So I would feel, in some ways, I actually do think the MSC ships have recently been the safest place there's been in Europe. I really do. Yeah,
agreed. Because if you go to a restaurant on land, you're not guaranteed that everybody else that's been in that restaurant has had a negative test. But if you're on a cruise ship in a restaurant, you know everybody has tested negative. So, it doesn't really make sense.
Have you got any cruises booked, Emma?
I can see my mum in the comments that says they cancelled our P&O cruise to the Canaries, which seems like good timing. I had Iona booked for January to the Canary Islands, and they cancelled that. So at the moment, I have my next cruise in May, Norwegian Fjords on Anthem of the Seas is my plan.
Nice.
But as soon as they start, I'm ready.
What's your feelings about the way MSC and Costa are doing excursions?
I don't think they have any other choice, to be honest with you. They're not going to waste, they're not going to put all the effort into making a coronavirus safe place and then just say, guys, go get coronavirus and bring it back. There's just no way they can do that. Yep. It's not how I like to cruise. I don't really do the excursions, but I'm quite happy to have the odd kind of stay on the ship day and then do excursions and stuff if it means I can cruise again. I can't see any other way that they can get around it. And they have reduced the price a lot. MSC have reduced it. It was like €30 per excursion. So they're trying, but they're in this. What can they do in that situation?
Yeah. Well, I'm one of those people that I rarely ever went on an excursion. I get off the ship and go. I find a bar or a restaurant and have a little lunch and have a few cocktails and meet some local folks. Maybe buy a T-shirt, and get back on the ship. That's my happiness on an excursion. Mm-hmm. But to be able to cruise again and not do that, I'm happy to not do that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No T-shirts. He doesn't buy any T-shirts. That's just luggage to carry home. No.
I haven't
always buy T-shirts.
Have you got an Emma? Do you have any MSC cruises booked ahead of time?
No, as soon as they're ready, I'm ready, but not yet. It just without knowing, it's just like it was like reinvesting my money constantly in the cruise lines, and I've just moved on my P&O cruise to a new one for next year, and I've got the Royal Caribbean one, and that's kind of my money that I got refunded from the ones that were cancelled this year. So I'm just kind of leaving that for now, and then when they're ready, I'm close to Southampton. I'll be off, but we'll have to wait and see, I think, because yeah.
Are you back to working, or are you working from home?
I'm still working from home. There's no plan on us going back anytime soon, so which suits me fine. I like it at home.
I mean, John, you sold MSC, have you?
Oh yeah. The Baltic. I did the Baltic on MSC for my 60th birthday.
Yeah. Which was 49 years ago.
49 and a half. Yeah.
I mean, I've never sailed MSC, Emma, but I mean, I've obviously you look at you see what people talk about it, and there is quite a lot of negative comments about MSC, to be completely honest. I looked at all the comments talking about MSC, and I looked at what you did as well, and I thought to myself, I want to sail on MSC.
Oh, I really do.
Yeah, it's a strange one. I think a lot of the MSC complaints that they get, I feel really sorry for them, because it's people that I think MSC maybe when they came to America and they had the new ships, they maybe said that it was going to be more American than they should have said. They should have just admitted that we are an Italian cruise line and it's going to be Italian. But it seems like most of the complaints were people who just expected it to be like all the other cruise lines, and it's not, and they get frustrated with everything being in so many languages, and it's just different. But I think if you know what you're going to get and you go on an MSC cruise, then it's great. It's a really cheap cruise. A lot of them, the food's fine, the entertainment's fine, the ships are nice. I don't see how you can complain.
Wow.
They're much cheaper going on
if you want to know more, by the way, Emma's website, Emma's YouTube channel, which is fantastic. 30,000 subscribers or something you have,
31 and a half, I think.
Can I borrow
she knows every one of them by name.
Can I borrow half?
I mean, if I just throw out some names, the chances are there'll be subscribers with those names. So maybe.
Well, Bob, Sue, Jennifer, Heather, Drew, Scott, Pierce.
Oh, yeah.
You know them all.
If you are thinking of going to MSC and you haven't, check out Emma's YouTube channel and the playlist. There's a playlist there, which I did. That's where I got these from. And there's some wonderful videos there. £50 per night. That stands out.
Oh,
loudest sail away ever for Christmas. Tell us about that, Emma.
Yeah, so that was on the MSC Meraviglia cruise, and we were next to one of the AIDA cruise ships, and those Germans know how to just how to sail away. This was when I just started my channel, and I just put things on there that I thought were just, it was just so loud. They were just screaming and whooping, and they looked like they were having a great time.
Somebody told them the war was over.
Well,
Gavin and Luke says, as we said last week, we don't tend to do ship excursions, but if it means we can get back to cruising again, we'll take it. I think Gavin and Luke are up like I am, and maybe yourself, Emma, jumping on a ship from Southampton to the Canaries this winter. We'd love to. Jack, you're with John now, aren't you? The question is, can we treat it effectively? We can't hide from these things. We really can't, unfortunately. This is talking about the Sea Dream.
Lou, how are you doing that? How are you going to do that?
I'm on the Sea Dream out of Barbados in 13 days and have to get a negative test within 3 days. I mean, we hope to have a show about that, don't we, Chile? We just got breaking news about that. We won't talk about it I don't know if we can talk about it, but we know somebody who's going to be on that ship with you, Lou.
Yep. She will be on that ship, and we are going to do a show as soon as she gets back.
Is she a person that likes pencils?
Yeah,
I guess.
Okay.
Yep. And Ben and David are on it at the moment. So if you check out their YouTube channel, there's some fantastic footage. I mean, wow, I so want to get on there. Sorry, Margaret. I sailed on the Lyrica, and it was fine. Is that one of the smaller ships? I'm not sure. T-shirts are great, but they don't sit around and collect dust. That's Justin. Hi, Justin.
But when they get old, you can use them to collect the dust with. So it's a win-win.
I was glad to see Conchita's been on MSC 3 times. That's good to know.
Neat.
Yeah, I really want to do MSC. I was going to. I've looked so many times at these great deals that MSC are doing, and at certain times you can get all inclusive, Emma, as well, can't you?
I think you'd really like it. I think you would.
The only bad thing about MSC is they do the jokes 8 times. And once you've heard the punchline in one language, you can pick it up in the other languages. That's the only bummer, in my opinion, is like, that's the only bad thing.
I love the American language and English language. They're so different, aren't they? I went shopping in MSC door and I bought a jacket and a fleece, a puppy dog stuff. Yeah, would be a puppy dog stuff, wouldn't it, Emily? Yeah. And then a t-shirt. Yeah. I like to try to win the t-shirts. That's what I try to do. I'd rather than buy one. I'm dreadful for that. So far, MSC in USA, the prices are kind of a step from what I've seen.
Steep. He must mean steep.
Yeah. I mean, do you think the prices have gone up, Emma, recently?
I don't think so, but I'm not looking at cruises from America. I'm not sure how things are panning out your way.
They're to me, they're extraordinarily high right now.
Yeah.
But I think that'll change.
Sea Dream's this beautiful looking yacht, by the way. That really is. I mean, what's your favorite part of cruising with MSC, Emma?
I think it's just great, like, value for money, to be honest with you. It allows me to go on cruises that I wouldn't be able to go on. I took a week Mediterranean cruise with MSC, including flights and a night in Barcelona for £380.
Oh,
nice. So, like, that price, I could. How can you argue with anything when that
didn't pay the fuel? You did not pay your share of the fuel bill for the airplane, the hotel, and the ship.
Yeah, just because it was in January. So who wants to go on a Mediterranean cruise in January?
Well, I will go on any cruise in January, Emma.
People go to the Arctic, for God's sakes. I mean,
for that price, I mean, the ships are nice. The entertainment isn't really my taste because I like the kind of like the big Broadway musicals and stuff, and they don't do any of that. But they do Cirque du Soleil. That's really good, and you're always well fed. And the ships so I don't see any kind of.
No, I saw a report about MSC saying because a lot of as you know, the Carnival corporate have sold some of their ships, and because MSC obviously a run company, and they have I didn't realize it. They've got 18 cruise ships.
Yeah,
which is incredible.
And their plan for new cruise ships, they pop them out just like it's literally nothing. But then they are part of the wider shipping company. They're not just the cruise line. So of all the cruise lines, they've got something else to keep them going through COVID. So they're probably dealing with this better than the rest of the cruise lines. But the rate at which they're popping out cruise ships, I went to a shipyard to see the MSC Grandiosa and Bellissima and Virtuosa. They were all there at the same time because they just get these ships out so fast, which was crazy cool. But yeah.
Wow. Do MSC sell from the UK, by the way?
Yeah, they do a lot of those, the 5-night Northern Europe and the little ones like that. And yeah, I would say more kind of in the Mediterranean than fly cruises, but there are some from the UK.
Now, I mean, is there a ship that you want to go on, an MSC ship that you really would love to try?
Well, I've never been on the kind of seaside ships. I've only gone up to the Meraviglia, those ones, and I love those. But the seaside ones look they don't even look like ships to me with the strange kind of aft and things. So I'd love to try them. I think that's very different. I've been on the Opera, and I think quite a lot of the MSC ships, they're very similar. But yeah, the MSC, those ones, I would love to try one of those.
And this is the one you've been on. So what's the difference between the Opera and the sea ones?
The Opera is she's quite an old one and she's tiny. Yeah. She's fine, but nothing particularly exciting.
Are they musically based? You think opera, you're thinking, is it more Italian opera? Is it?
Well, that was the concept when they started naming ships. But they ran out. Like I was on the orchestra. It was the orchestra, the opera. What were some of the other ones back then?
I can't remember.
I've been waiting to go on the French horn, but I haven't made it yet.
Well, you're joking, but they was really like that. I mean, they were all names drawn from opera and ballet and stuff back then. So
Lou's got 2 more chips booked for 2021. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, I see that Lou is booked on a Viking. Have you done a Viking, Emma?
For 4 nights. I've been on a Viking ocean ship, and I was no words for it. It was amazing. So depressing to go back to anything else.
Okay.
Is that your favorite then?
That's good to know.
Oh, if I had infinite money, hands down, I'll live on a Viking ship. I was so good. But I'm not going to pay 4 times the price of what I would normally pay to do that because I can't.
Your mum says Musica.
Musica, that was another one. Yep. And one started with a D.
Well, I actually do have a list of the ships. I'll go over them very quickly, yeah? This is the ships that you can go on. Oh, hang on. Let me get rid of that.
Get rid of Jack.
Sorry, Jack. Let me get rid of
Hi, Jack. Hi, Jack, and bye, Jack.
Right. There we go. Go back to those, yeah? I know nothing about all these ships.
Bellissimo!
But this is incredible.
There's the Divana. See? I told you, D.
Fantasia.
Grandies.
This is one of the new ones, yeah? One of the big ones, to my knowledge, yeah?
The Lyrica's old.
It's incredible, isn't it?
That's a big one. That's an old one.
The Musica. See, the opera, you get the whole
thing. And the orchestra. See, they're the same ship. They're just renamed and very little difference. That's also one of the old ones.
Poesias.
That's a newer one. That's a real new one.
And these are the C ones we talked about, Emma. It's incredible, isn't it? The choices that you have with MSC. I would never have thought that. And some of these, I know that some of these do have solo cabins as well, which is fantastic. Is this one of the new ones as well? One of the big new ones?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Look at the head. Look at the header on it. It's, look at the top. The bigger black on the top is a bigger ship.
Wow. There we go.
Well, I'm definitely impressed with them. So
yeah,
I can't wait to book one. So
Fantastic class. There we go. Wow. Wow.
Tim's got it.
So I'm going to go back, guys. Yeah. So all our people just joining us, we talked about our logos, yeah? And we wanted to get an idea of what logo we should use. So we have this one here. We have number 2. Now, Emma thinks that we should have a caricature of our faces in there. What do you think, guys? And we got that one there, yeah? So let us know in the comments which one of those logos that you want to have, that you think that we should use, yeah? Chili.
Well, that's going to about wrap us up, guys. I hate to say this, but we've about used up our hour again. And of course, Emma, we love you to death. And as always, glad to have you on the Cruise Amigos live from London.
I've got one thing, by the way.
Oh, look at
that.
Pete's gotten to do something that I want to do, and that's get a big Emma hug. That's awesome.
How wonderful was that? Well,
I know where that was from too.
I did one
Voyages.
was going to come up.
Was Virgin Voyages. Yeah.
Was that the last time you were on a cruise ship, Emma?
Yep.
That's the last time. Who would have thought it, eh? So there you go, guys.
All right, guys. And to all you guys that were in the chat today and with us today, thank you for being with us. We appreciate it immensely. So good to have all of you with us. And as always, Pete, John, and Emma, thank you guys for being here. And we'll see everybody next time on the Cruise Amigos live from London. See you next Sunday.